Well, how lucky are we to have two locations like that?
Yep.
Might need some of that luck, though, the rest of this week for a lot of people.
I think indoors is kind of like the play for the rest of the work week. Yeah, although it is a holiday weekend, and I think for some people that's not an option. So just want to make sure that there are no surprises as you're going about your plans. I want to show you right now some evaporating rain happening over Albuquerque. You can sort of see the cloud, almost looks like little fingers, little striations dropping from the cloud. Well, that indicates that we are seeing precip that wants to fall, but it's evaporating because the surface is so dry right now, and it has been so for quite a while. But I mean, beautiful pictures right now. You can see the San Juan Mountains out in the distance from our Navajo Lake camera. With a little bit of choppy water in some areas, we do have wind going right now up to about 32 miles per hour. Red flag warning is currently active, though, in areas from Silver City all the way to Raton and almost everything in between in regards to central New Mexico, also including the metros of Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Within this, we've already seen fires breaking out, for instance, in the North Valley just this afternoon in Albuquerque. So this is a critical situation, which is only going to get more pressing as we head into the next 24 hours. You can see that wind speeds right now are pretty even across the state. There are a few gusts that are above anyone else, 43 miles per hour in Gallup, but 38 miles per hour to 45 in areas like Tucumcari to Clayton. And that's in some reason why the red flag is oriented the way it is for today. But let's take a look at lunchtime tomorrow, all right? We're going to be seeing the higher wind speeds really ripping across most of the state. Gust upwards of 50 miles per hour and beyond as we head toward the afternoon. You can see that really anywhere this pink outline is, that indicates where the most intense wind will be. Unfortunately, because of the dry conditions and the warm temperatures, this is a recipe for getting some big wildfires going. I hope that's not the case. It's going to take all of us being super conscientious about that as we head toward the weekend. Same goes for Friday. Not quite as windy. Windy enough, though, especially if you plan on taking the pilgrimage up to Chimayo. More details about that later, but you can see that in terms of precip, we're not really getting a lot right now. There is some on the way. It's still pretty far off. We will get rain and mountain snow chances, but first we have to get through some pretty critical fire weather days before then. Tonight will be about average across the northwest, a little mild across the southeast. And here's a look at what we're seeing. Three main threats, all right? Strong winds up to 60 miles per hour, blinding, blowing dust almost anywhere within the state, and fire danger, some of the most critical that we've seen so far in 2025. And as far as that pilgrimage to Chimayo, just keep in mind that the wind is going to be more intense. This is going to be one of the windier years, and also probably a little bit colder as we approach the end of the day on Friday and certainly on Saturday morning. But this is when we start to see the moisture component moving into the state. Hopefully we get enough to sort of tamp down this red flag danger, because we're going to need it come into Easter Sunday, where it's going to be dry, mostly sunny, but cool statewide. Here's a look at what we're expecting across the southeast for tomorrow. 90s, mid-90s for areas like Roswell, and that 7-day forecast shows that you're about to cool down a whole bunch as we get into the weekend. Watch out for dust storms throughout the entire southwest region for tomorrow. Same for the northwest, especially on stretches of I-40 between Gallup and Grants. Looking at Friday and Saturday, really dialing up those rain and mountain snow chances. The North Mountains for tomorrow also are going to be incredibly intense. Wind gust upwards of 60 to 65 miles per hour for tomorrow. And for Friday, that cooler air starts to set in. The Northeast for tomorrow will also be dealing with red flag danger, high wind alerts left and right everywhere across central New Mexico for tomorrow. But really the message is this: no outside burning. And make sure that if you get caught in a dust storm, just pull over. You don't have to drive through it. And that's really possible tomorrow, really through the end of Friday.